have some questions for you, actually. And mainly it's because, now that COVID is ending, we hope,
Mhm.
or at least getting under control, and there's a return to some sort of normalcy and more in-person playing, in-person teaching. Um, well, first of all, I was incredibly impressed about what you managed to pull together, the Inside Music Academy. In fact, I read about it in the Times before I realized I was on your email list. I remember reading that story about you teaching this one student in China, and it's sort of this relationship you developed with him, and this gift you were giving him before we all knew we were all going to be locked down too.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
but I was very touched by that story and impressed at what you had managed to pull together so quickly and sort of the innovation
Mhm.
behind what you've done here. Now, of course, that things are opening up, I'm wondering where you see the future of online music education and the Inside Music Academy moving forward in a more
Yeah.
um, normal, quote unquote,
Yes.
normal world.
Well, that's really interesting because I've been able to see COVID from through the eyes of we have a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old daughter, right? So I've been able to see their education this year online, and we've had a pretty varied approach to their education this year, and we've dabbled in a lot of different things. And of course, as you mentioned, I started Inside Music Academy last year, right at the beginning of COVID, and I designed it as an online thing. And I'm also like you because I'm half viola. Um, I love to organize. I love to make the website. I taught myself HTML when I was in end of high school. I like to take my iPhone apart and replace the camera. I mean, I always like to take things apart. And my dad's an engineer, and so I like to take apart music, and I like to take apart organizations. So I designed IMA to be online. I saw everyone frantic last year, and then the people closing down, they can't handle it, or what people were doing, the or camps were going online but keeping the same format. I was like, oh my god, that's weird. Because first of all, people during COVID aren't going to be able to commit to huge amounts of money, and they're not going to be able to commit to 6-week camp. So I was like, right away, let's do one, like a 5-day session, a bunch of 5-day sessions. Let's have no deadline. Let's keep it cheap. Let's keep it super flexible. If people don't want to be online all day, let's load up. Let's make a virtual building. So let's have a library with lots of stuff if people want to look in it. Let's have practice buddies, and let's have places where there are no teachers. Let's have flexibility and laughing, and let's have live music every day. And let's play for each other every day and not have it be playing to be perfect, but just playing through it. If you want to play the same thing every day for 5 days and have a goal. And then let's have really crazy classes, the stuff that you would be afraid to do by yourself, like learning how to conduct, learning how to podcast, which is what I do, learning how to draw cartoons, silly cartoons of composers. And let's have a game show, and let's have very intense stuff. Let's have like really famous guest masterclass people. Let's be able to study with someone who teaches at Curtis, or study a different instrument. You know, maybe your second instrument is piano, maybe take a week of piano. And so it ended up being something that I designed for online. And to answer your question specifically, I don't see any reason that Inside Music needs to change. I want to keep it online. I want to just continue to develop it. I'm developing more curriculum for during the year, maybe something a little bit more for adult amateurs. I used to run a music book club for Slip Disc. So I was going to do an interactive music book club, maybe similar to that Harvard talk I was talking about, where we can actually take videos and walk into Paganini's house, or maybe go into Geigenbauer, a violin maker in Berlin, a friend of mine, and he can show us around his place, you know, different things. Or we can talk to a famous violinist and they can show us their Stradivarius and talk about it. And then we can read the book and maybe travel along the route of the book. So I feel like I'm just bursting with ideas because of COVID, and I'm gonna have a in-person camp as well. But I also think, like you said, there are people from all over the world at ACMP. And that's an amazing thing. An amazing thing. And so I want to just keep that. And I think it's totally, totally valuable. So I don't see why we can't live in both worlds.
I agree. And actually, one thing that I think is very special about online learning, which is, one of the silver linings that we've gained from COVID, is this now this increased access of extremely high quality educational tools to people who might live in areas like that do not have that.
Yes.
Countries that do not have it, small towns, rural areas, as long as you can get internet, you can access this and you could be studying with someone, as you said, who teaches at Curtis.
Yes. It's amazing.
So I think that's an incredible thing moving forward. And I think, as you said, you know, hybrid. We can now have a hybrid life where we continue doing this kind of thing. And for me, through ACMP as well, I want to continue doing some of the online chamber music a lot of our members have been doing as a way to keep connections between people
Exactly.
without expensive flights and hotels. And, it's incredible. So our world is now getting bigger because of it, which is
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Well,
It's amazing.
I really admire what you managed to pull together and so quickly. Uh,
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I'll talk to you very soon.
thank you. Take care.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.